What's up, boxing fans? This is Mark Magnifico Magsayo. Welcome to Boxing Spear.
Mark Magnifico Magsayo. Triple M. No, I'm making that up. Yeah, Magsayo versus Rey Vargas. Who do y'all think is gonna win this fight? Before I get more into the video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more boxing and please hit that like button. It helps out the video, it helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So, to those who don't know yet, this fight will be taking place on the 9th of July, July 9, 2022, which is coming up pretty soon. Fights taking place over in San Antonio, Texas, USA at the Alamodome. I'm gonna be completely honest. I forgot about this fight. I just found out not long ago, just minutes ago, that I just realized that this fight's already 1 week away. Well, for the past few weeks, basically for the past month, I've been really busy with real life at home and at work and on vacation. So I haven't really been keeping up with the sport, keeping myself updated with the sport as much as I used to or I usually do. But anyway, this fight between Magsayo and Vargas, it's a good fight. I'm very excited for this fight. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm biased when it comes to this fight. I am biased. I admit it. As you guys all saw in the beginning of the video, Mark Magsayo is my boy. He took his time, to make that little intro for me back when I had my Boxing Sphere channel years ago, way before he became a world champion. And I want him to win. I think he'll win, but like I said, maybe it's that bias in me that's talking, because it's realistically, I think it will be a tough fight, but I think Mike Sayo will pull it off after beating after beating Gary Russell Jr., which by the way was his last fight and the biggest win of his career to become a world champion back in January of this year. Gary did a better job after he injured himself. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight against Vargas, and stylistically speaking, it's gonna be an entertaining fight. Vargas is the taller fighter, lengthier fighter, undefeated, by the way, to those who don't know, because I feel like a lot of people forgot about Vargas. He's 31 years old from Mexico, 35-0, 22 wins coming by way of knockout TKO. Former world champion at 122, move up in weight, took a long layoff. I can't remember why. Maybe COVID affected his career, but he bounced back last year, back in November of last year against Leonardo Baez, and now here he is fighting Magsayo for that world title. And it should be a good one. I think Vargas definitely has the style and length and skill set, speed, power to make this a tough competitive fight. And but in the end, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, I'm biased. Plus, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to go against Magsayo after beating Gary Russell. So, you know, we'll see. Um, Plus, if you take in consideration the lack of activity of Rey Vargas, um, maybe that will come into play in this fight. It's just the lack of activity, I should say, not inactivity. The lack of activity might affect Vargas going to this fight. Normally, he fights at 122, putting on 4 pounds, going the distance against Baez. Maybe he doesn't have that much power in this weight compared to when he was fighting at 122. So it should be interesting to see how this one will play out. But I think Mark should be able to win this fight in a close fight by decision, going the distance, the 12 rounds. It's not going to be easy though, because in Texas, I'm sure most people that will be showing up will be of Mexican descent, and will be rooting for Rey Vargas, who is a Mexican. And yeah, those judges are definitely might get influenced by the cheers of the crowd. I'm not sure how many Filipinos live in Texas, but if you do, go support our boy Magsayo so that he can get more motivation hearing people cheer him on. So anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I say Magsayo, 7 rounds to 5, 8 rounds to 4. Again, I'm biased. I admit it when it comes to this fight. I mean, he's my boy, man. And plus, he's the only world champion right now from my home country, the Philippines. Um, I don't want him to lose, honestly. I want him to win because if he loses this fight, there will be no world champions from the Philippines. And when I think about it, I can't recall a time that I've been following the sport this closely for the past 10 years, making YouTube videos and really getting more involved in the sport. I can't really recall a time where there was no world champion from the Philippines. There has been at least one world champion from the Philippines throughout the past 10 years, at least from what I remember. So I hope Magsayo wins because if he loses, the motherland, the Philippines, doesn't have a world champion anymore. Anyway, should be a good fight though. Whether you agree or disagree with my opinion on this fight, on who I think will win, at the end of the day, I think we can agree that this is going to be an entertaining fight. So tune in, July 9, showtime, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Thanks for listening and watching, and like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.